Today, at Only Bible Study, we discuss the problem of evil and how sin works. Evil. What is it, and how did it come into being? I'm sure you guys all know the story with the forbidden tree and the snake. And Yahweh God commanded the man, saying, "From any tree of the garden you may surely eat." Genesis chapter 2, verse 16. "But from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat from it, for in the day that you eat from it you will surely die." Genesis 2, verse 17. This is God's first command to man. And we know that God's commands and laws are good. So the law is holy, and the commandment is holy and righteous and good. Romans 7, verse 12. So, to break God's law is the opposite. The action of rebellion against God is evil. And we know that Adam and Eve break this command and do what is evil. So she took from its fruit and ate, and she gave also to her husband with her, and he ate. Parts of Genesis chapter 3, verse 6. They chose to do what is evil by breaking the command. We know through Adam and Eve all came to sin. Therefore, just as through one man sin entered into the world, and death through sin, and so death spread to all men, because all sinned. Romans 5:12. Now this explains how sin came to be, but why? For that, we must read Romans chapter 1. We open up with a verse that explains all men suppress the truth of God in unrighteousness, because that which is known about God is evident within them, for God made it evident to them. Romans chapter 1, verse 19. In that they demonstrate the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience bearing witness, and their thoughts alternately accusing or else defending them. Romans 2:15. This verse shows that all people have the law of God written on their hearts, but choose to break it. For even though they knew God, they did not glorify him as God or give thanks, but they became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish heart was darkened. Romans 1, verse 21. Professing to be wise, they became fools. Romans 1, verse 22. This is the same for many modern atheists. They claim to have knowledge, but they're really wrong. Time and time again in the Bible, we see that true wisdom comes from God. And exchange the glory of the incorruptible God for an image in the likeness of corruptible man, and of birds, and four-footed animals, and crawling creatures. Romans 1, verse 23. To make an idol and worship it and give it praise instead of God is evil. The Israelites did this and learned an important lesson. After God saved the Israelites from the Pharaoh, he gave them this command: "You shall have no other gods before me." Exodus chapter 20, verse 3. But Israel breaks God's command by worshiping the creation instead of the one true creator. But this only led to chaos. Now Moses saw that the people were out of control, for Aaron had let them get out of control to be a derision among their enemies. Exodus 32, verse 25. After seeing this example, let's read on. Therefore, God gave them over in the lusts of their hearts to impurity, so that their bodies would be dishonored among them. Romans 1, verse 24. Yes, God has actively hardened their hearts, just as he did it to Pharaoh. This fact is hard to accept, but we'll be releasing a video soon about this doctrine. Back to the topic. So, who are these evildoers Romans 1 talks about? Well, they are all of humanity, all the peoples on earth. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Romans 3, verse 23. Wait, what? We're all evil? We're all sinners? We're doomed to death? Is there any hope? Wait a minute. Rewind. Of course there is hope. For while we were still weak, at the right time, Christ died for the ungodly. Romans chapter 5, verse 6. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. John 3:16. This hope we have as an anchor of the soul, a hope both sure and confirmed, and one which enters within the veil, where a forerunner has entered for us, Jesus, having become a high priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. Hebrews 6:19-20. Jesus is the hope of the world. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope that you guys have learned, and always remember this: surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Proverbs 23:18.